Good evening, everyone. Welcome to What We Know for Sure. It's been a couple of weeks since I've actually done my podcast, and I took a break because I had some family matters to handle, and I think, as everyone else, with people being sick and some friends dying, I've actually lost some employees to this wretched COVID, and it's been really heartbreaking to see some of them leave their little children behind. Some of them, they're losing their fathers. And, you know, I think we all are currently tired of being in isolation and tired of not being able to celebrate our, rituals as we've normally done by going to the temples or the churches or the mosques. And I feel that, just us going through Navaratri just over the last few days, being unable to go to the temple or, have all the ladies over to do the prayers and light the lamps. It's been very eye-opening and, sending one into a self-searching mode and trying to keep your frequency up so you don't go into sadness as to why is this all happening. And I would ask you to kind of think about what is your view of why this has all come together. I'm sure all of you have ideas of how this came about and why it got this bad, and how we're still trying to function in the midst of it all. I personally have just accepted it, and I think this is going to be a way of life for all of us. And wearing a mask is critical, and it's going to be part of our outfits, and not looking at it as a negative or a hindrance, but part of our costume or dress code. As I say, many other cultures have been using a face mask for the longest time, especially those that live in the desert. And women have worn it for centuries in some religions, so it's not going to hurt us in any way. It's actually going to protect us. So I guess the first step is to accept that, and then really be mindful of sanitizing your hands and keeping your distance and making sure that you are conscious of your fellow man, which is something I think we all should have been doing for years. Sanitizing our things and washing our hands and keeping a distance, or when your child is sick, to keep them home so they don't infect the other kids in school. All these things are just common sense, and I think what the universe has done is really forced us to kind of look at it. I think she's also stopped us in our tracks because we've destroyed this planet so badly that she had to come in and handle it. Although the virus has, obviously been instigated by some nation, I really till today don't know which one, and feel that it is some kind of a warfare. But not one that we've seen over World War I or World War II, but more so an economic warfare, which is exactly what I think all the future wars are going to be about. And whichever country that economically survives this is going to lead the world as we go forth. I believe India is a really strong country by sheer population and intelligence, and I feel that we will come out of this and we will be greater than before. And we just need to kind of hang in there, and get to know our families again, get to know our parents again, our siblings again, and also facing our demons, some of us, and really using this time to put together changes in our communities that we want to see when this thing lifts. Good things can come out of this, not bad things. if we put our energies towards the good things, and look at it as a positive rather than a negative. There's always a silver lining in everything, always. As I always tell my friends who get into depression, keep your frequency up. We're all about energy and frequency. Keep it up so that it always draws good things to you. And if we all think in the positive manner, everything will start to move in the right direction. Self-centeredness at this point does not work. You can't be selfish because we're all in it together. We can't be greedy because we need enough for everyone. And even if the world needs to move forward and change, that's the direction we need to go, is give each other a helping hand right now and not ostracize anyone. But I just thought I'd put that out there as my first comeback podcast, because I know that many of us are sitting in our homes and thinking about this, unable to fly like we normally used to, or unable to get on a bicycle or motorbikes and go out, unable to see our friends as we used to, share a drink with our friends. The positive thing about that is it gives us an understanding of who we want as our friends, who do we want to, the kind of life we've led before, how we want to change it, how we want to make it better, and what's really important. And those are the things that I want to leave you with. Is what I know for sure is that this whole isolation has really made me look at what's really important in this world, and why things are happening the way they are. The kind of politicians I want to kind of lead countries in the world, the kind of politicians we don't want, that have always been stagnant and always kept the unrest. So in order for us to have peace as we go forward, I want us to really think about how we lived our lives before and what we want our lives to look like when we get out of this isolation. Well, all the best. And Diwali is just around the corner. And I'm sure that, we will find a pleasant, wonderful way to celebrate it. Good night.